Matthew chapter number 26, verses number 51 through 53. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? Now, we are looking at Matthew's version of the story, of where when it looked like Jesus was going to be apprehended, Peter picked up a sword and he cut off the high priest's servant Malchus's ear. But let's take a look at Luke. Luke chapter number 23, verse number 51 gives us additional information that Matthew doesn't give us. Verse number 51, and Jesus answered and said, Suffer ye thus far? And he touched his ear and healed him. So we can find that when the soldiers or the group of thugs or mob had come to apprehend Jesus, they came, surrounded Jesus. Peter saw what was going on. Peter reached and grabbed his sword and he cut off Malchus's servant ear. Now, Jesus said, Suffer ye thus far. In other words, Peter, you've been with me this long. Peter, have I needed your physical help any other time? Peter, have you been called upon to stab or cut off somebody's ear thus far? And the answer is no. Jesus or Yeshua does something incredible here. Jesus just touches his Malchus's ear and it's healed. This sounds to me like a creative miracle. Can you imagine what these individuals might have been thinking? Number one, you come to get this man, and when he tell you that he's Jesus of Nazareth, all of the mob goes and falls backwards on the ground, number one. And then number two, someone gets their ear cut off and he touches their ear and their ear is instantly back in place. Anyone with normal thinking, rational ability would have gotten out of there, because obviously you were not dealing with a normal human being. But nevertheless, the scriptures had to be fulfilled. So Jesus heals Malchus's ear. Then he tells him this interesting concept. They that live by the sword shall die by the sword. In other words, God's law of equality. You can't live a violent life and not have a violent death. So he was telling Peter, don't do that, because you will not escape the sword. And then he goes on further. He was like, if we wanted to get violent, Peter, if we wanted to do that, he said, don't you know I could pray my Father right now and he could give me more than 12 legions of angels? Let's take a look at a Roman legion to try to comprehend what the master was saying. Here we have a picture giving a breakdown of a Roman legion. A Roman legion consists of 10 cohorts, and then 2 cavalries with their horses. It had their light troops, then it had their reserves. In total, a Roman legion was approximately 5,500 soldiers. And a centurion, that's a captain, and he was over 80 soldiers. Now, someone may say, wait a minute. Century is 100. How do you get 80? Well, because they had 20 helpers. So the 20 helpers with the 80 soldiers is the 100. And then each cohort had 6 centuries in it, just to try to give you the math. So if Jesus is saying he could pray to God and God could send him more than 12 legions of angels, let's just do the math real quick. 5,500 times 12, that's 66,000 angels. And Jesus didn't say he could send me 12. Jesus said he could send me more than 12 legion of angels. So let's bag up and put this in perspective. In the book of Isaiah, when Sennacherib was boasting to Hezekiah about what he could do to him, how Hezekiah prayed and God sent one angel, and that one angel killed 185,000 of Sennacherib's troops overnight. One angel wiped out 185,000 men in one night. So, if Jesus is saying God the Father could give him more than 12 legion of angels, we find here Jesus is saying, I can pray and the Father can give me enough firepower to deal with anything that could be imagined. But his first trip was not the one of a conquering king. Revelation tells us when he comes back the second time, riding the white horse with heaven's armies behind him, that's when he will have this incredible number of angels following him. That's when he will be coming to wage war on the kings of this earth. That's when he will come to fight. But he came this time as a suffering servant to save all mankind that would believe. God, we give you glory and honor. We praise you and we bless your name. Have your way. Be glorified and be magnified. Thank God. Amen.